Right now at 11, new information since we were last on the air on that parking garage collapse in Grays Ferry. One person is dead, 2 others are still missing, and 2 others were rescued and released from the hospital. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline London. Take a look behind me. Skyforce 10 is live over the scene of that collapse. Crews have paused rescue efforts until they can stabilize the structure and safely go back in. Here's what we know. All 7 levels of a stair tower failed. The mayor says every contractor on the project will be audited, and driving restrictions around the site could last for some time. We have team coverage tonight. Kelsey Kushner breaks down the moments before the collapse and speaks with an expert about where the investigation goes next. But we begin with Johnny Archer live at the scene since the collapse. Johnny, what do you know?
Yeah, right now, Jacqueline, this area around 30th and Grays Ferry Avenue is closed off and will be closed off for some time. That garage that partially collapsed is sitting at the corner of 30th Street, as you can see right there, and officials are concerned that it could collapse some more. That's why they paused the search and rescue effort for now. But this whole situation happening literally right across the street from Engine 47, who were the first on scene.
As a praying mayor, I want you to know that all of our prayers are with the families of the individual who passed and also the families of the 2 people who remain missing.
Wednesday night, City of Philadelphia officials giving an update from the scene of a partial building collapse in Grays Ferry. Officials say just after 2 p.m., this parking garage under construction partially collapsed, killing 1 person working at the site and another 2 remain missing.
This is a major incident, and our protocol since the moment this call came in has been to respond to it like a major incident.
Fire officials say 2 other people were rescued, treated, and released. Cell phone video shows a cherry picker removing workers from the top floor. Meanwhile, firefighters rushing in with gurneys. But officials say the search and rescue operation was paused due to the structural integrity of the garage.
This building that was impacted by this collapse is unstable, and because of that, we brought in resources such as engineers and other folks to make sure that we can evaluate this building. The plan is to do all that we can to make it safe so that my men and women can get in there and do a complete and thorough search.
The Children's Hospital of Philadelphia was building the garage for their employees. NBC 10 investigators found no recent violations connected to the project, but neighbors have publicly opposed the garage from being built at 30th and Grays Ferry Avenue. It's still unclear why the garage collapsed, but city officials remain committed to finding the missing workers.
Let me be very clear about something at this moment. We will not give up on these individuals, and we will not rest until everyone is accounted for from this tragedy.
Now, city officials did not give a timeline when they plan to resume the search and rescue efforts. We also reached out to CHOP, and they sent us back a statement saying they do prioritize the safety of their construction workers, and they are working closely with the city of Philadelphia. We are live in Grays Ferry. Johnny Archer, NBC 10 News.
We are taking a look at a rendering of the Grays Ferry parking garage posted on CHOP's website. It shows what the garage was supposed to look like once construction was complete. The NBC 10 investigators reviewed a zoning permit filed in July and a commercial building permit filed in October. They show the structure is meant to be a 7-level parking garage with just over 1,000 parking spaces. It is also expected to have retail space on the ground level. Now, Johnny mentioned this earlier, but let's dig into it. Back in February, people in the area pushed back against the development of the garage. They raised concerns about the possible increase in traffic congestion, potential impacts on environmental and public health, and what they described as a growing pattern of development projects disregarding the needs of the local community. At the time, CHOP told NBC 10 it had met repeatedly with the Grays Ferry community and acted on their concerns as the hospital looked to its growing patient and staff needs. NBC 10 reached out to the contractor. We have yet to hear back. The NBC 10 investigators looked into the construction company and did not find any major lawsuits or violations. As for the property itself, there are no current violations. Let's now go to Kelsey Kushner in the Live Center with more. Kelsey.
Jackie, well, we are learning tonight from the mayor that 8 permits were required and properly issued. She also says that all of the inspections were up to date. She says the subcontractor on the site, Precast Services Incorporated, were installing precast concrete when it collapsed. Take a listen.
They were in the process of installing precast concrete floor decking and roof segments. After placement, a precast roof segment failed and fell to the level below, literally triggering a progressive collapse of connected sections across all 7 levels.
Now, as you mentioned earlier, Jackie, some neighbors in the area were protesting this structure, saying it could cause traffic congestion. We did ask a structural engineer if the speed of how fast the garage went up would be a factor.
The structure going up quickly is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you go up quickly, then mistakes can be made or errors can be made, and that could lead to collapse.
Now, there is no timeline as to how long this investigation will take, but experts say that it could take anywhere about 6 months, maybe until they finally get some answers. Jackie.
More time needed, and officials are asking you to avoid the area as the investigation and rescue efforts continue. Barriers are going up, blocking Grays Ferry Avenue between South 29th and 33rd Streets. If this is a part of your daily commute, expect significant disruptions.